Seth Masparta's morning news source. You're watching Fox 4 Rising.
You hear the gunshots getting closer and closer and closer, and that's when we were all just like, this is real. This is really happening.
I know friends that actually had to hide under their bodies just so that he would think that they were dead as well.
Survivors trying to put the pieces together on why a gunman would storm into a gay-friendly nightclub in Orlando, killing 49 people and injuring dozens of others. All of the names of those killed in the attack have now been released. And this morning, we continue our team coverage this morning with Fox 4 anchor Chris Shaw, who is in Orlando learning the latest on this chilling massacre. But before we talk to Chris this morning, we do want to get a quick check of weather and traffic as we start off our Tuesday. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Good morning.
Taking a break from our coverage for a moment as we look outside. And Danny, getting really hot out there earlier these days. Are you noticing that, or is it just me?
Oh, goodness gracious. I step outside and my hair frizzes up. It's not pretty. Our visibilities this morning, maybe not too pretty either. It's really not bad. Still at a 7 through Charlotte County, 8 here in Lee County, but a little hazy as you head out the door on your morning commute. Looking at our storm shield Doppler, we're picking up on a couple of light scattered showers tracking toward I-75 in Charlotte County, so maybe a couple of raindrops on your windshield as well, but not too widespread.
We also have an accident in Lehigh Acres. This is the first crash of the morning, so it's been pretty quiet. We made it to 7 o'clock. Things have been looking pretty good out there and calm all this morning. And now this accident in Lehigh Acres causing some slowdowns at Buckingham Road and State Road 82 with a possible roadblock in there. So expect those delays in Lehigh Acres.
Well, this morning, investigators still have a lot more questions than answers as they search for the motive behind the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. New details are still being revealed, but right now, we know authorities say 29-year-old Omar Mateen killed at least 49 in the massacre before police eventually killed him during a shootout. Agents with the FBI, which once investigated Mateen for 10 months, now say they're highly confident that he was radicalized by extremism on the internet. They're also investigating Mateen's possible ties to ISIS, along with others that could have been in on the mass shooting. They also say Mateen spoke with a 911 operator 3 times amid Sunday's attack and pledged allegiance to ISIS during the last call. Meanwhile, authorities have identified all of the victims in the attack. Fox 4 has team coverage this morning from anchor Chris Shaw, who's in Orlando right now. Chris, what is the mood like this morning? Good morning to you.
Good morning, Miriam. Obviously, there is still a lot of sadness here. That grieving will continue likely for weeks and beyond. In speaking with people around Orlando, their focus seems to be on the victims of this terror attack and their families. Police, though, are still trying to investigate. You can see the flashing lights behind me. We are near the Pulse nightclub. They are working around the clock, gathering evidence there. That's the focus of the investigation here in Orlando. There's another investigation going on in Fort Pierce. That's where Omar Mateen lived, and Andrew Ruiz is there with a report in Fort Pierce.
Steps are being taken to secure the complex that the Orlando shooter lived in. There are police officers parked out front after someone broke into the shooter's apartment Monday. The FBI secured the condo and a car belonging to the shooter, yet the Fort Pierce Police Department reports someone entered the condo through the patio door. Although we did not go in, several news outlets did. They said it was apparent that a child lived there. The shower curtain was of Darth Vader and a bedroom was filled with Mickey Mouse, Captain America, and Star Wars toys. Fort Pierce police are investigating this incident as a burglary case.
We're treating this incident as a burglary, just like we would with any other burglary. Crime scene came out, and our Criminal Investigations Bureau is investigating all the leads.
Right now, the FBI is continuing its investigation into the Orlando shooting. There are reports the shooter had been to the Pulse nightclub before. The Los Angeles Times reports at least 4 regulars at the bar recall seeing him there before. Investigators are also looking at reports that the shooter was using gay dating apps. The shooter's wife was seen here picking up some personal items. Right now, we don't know what their plans are with the condo. In Fort Pierce, Andrew Ruiz, Fox 4 in your corner.
All right, Andrew, thank you very much. Thousands of people gathered in downtown Orlando last night for a vigil to support the victims and survivors of the shooting. Many in the crowd said they were inspired to attend because Pulse played a huge role in their lives as part of the LGBT community. The vigil was held on the lawn of the Dr. Phillips Center, the area's main performing arts venue. It's also the location of a makeshift memorial where folks have been leaving flowers, candles, and notes for the victims. And honestly, we are seeing vigils like that all over Florida, all over the world, really. One such vigil going on right now at Florida Gulf Coast University. That's where 4 in your corners, Malcolm Johnson is. And Malcolm, what can you tell us about the vigil that's going to happen today?
Hey, good morning, Chris. We are here at Florida Gulf Coast University, and today what they're going to be doing on this campus is giving the people right here in this community a chance to recognize the fallen, those who have lost their lives, those who were injured, and those who are still mourning the Orlando shooting victims. Today, this vigil will be held at 7 p.m. at the Veterans Pavilion, and there have been many gatherings just like this one taking place across the globe in countries including France, Australia, the UK, and Germany. And last night, Fox 4's Lisa Greenberg reported in Sarasota, where a vigil was held with those in attendance promoting a strong message of love, and that message being stronger than hate.
We're not taking steps backwards, but we're just going to keep pushing forward and trying to raise awareness and change minds that might not accept that we just want to love who we want to love and be who we are.
Now, if we do get some bad weather right here back at Florida Gulf Coast University, you can expect the vigil to be relocated. It'll be inside of the Edwards Building in room 112, and they will also have staff from their counseling and psychological departments here as well to help people as need be. For now, reporting in Florida Gulf Coast University, I'm Malcolm Johnson. Chris, back to you in Orlando.
Well, Malcolm, thank you very much. The people here in Orlando are certainly aware vigils like that are going on, and they are certainly thankful for them. Miriam, as we toss it back to you, I can tell you that vigils like that, vigils like the ones that are bringing people together here in Orlando, so important for the healing process and as the community becomes one again.
Yes, absolutely. And just showing that support just means so much. So thank you so much, Chris. We appreciate you there in Orlando. We also want to let our viewers know that if they need to get any information, if you're waking up right now and want to know something about this story, head to our website. Fox4Now.com has the very latest there 24 hours a day.
It's 7:07 right now on our Tuesday morning, and I've been tracking fog all morning long, but it hasn't really gotten bad until just now. And I've been expecting this fog to develop, but we've been holding steady, but now dropping down to 4 in Arcadia, Punta Gorda, 5 in Northport, 6 for Fort Myers and Sanibel. So it's a little more than hazy now, especially in Charlotte County, a little on the hazy side here in Lee County, and dropping to 9 in Naples, rather, and 5 in Marco Island. So it is getting to the point where it might slow down your commute just a little bit. Be aware of that as you head out the door this morning. Still tracking a few of those spotty showers. We're calming down, though. That's the good news. Even the showers that were a little heavier this morning now starting to lose steam as they're tracking toward I-75. Always good news. Temperatures very, very warm. Conditions very, very muggy as we start our Tuesday morning. Be aware of that as you head out the door, and it is going to stay hot and it is going to stay humid. 93 degrees, the expected high today with the humidity. Going to feel more like we're in the triple digits with those scattered storms expected as we head into this afternoon with the sea breeze. That's what our Storm Shield forecast is showing, developing for those inland communities east of I-75 after about 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's not a bad day for the boat. Just keep an eye on the sky. Be weather aware. We could have a few of those pop-up thunderstorms. Let's take a look in the Atlantic this morning. Definitely some tropical moisture out there, but we're not tracking anything we expect to develop into a tropical storm in the next 5 days. So far, so good. Let's get a check of traffic.
Monitoring this crash in Lehigh Acres that is slowing down your morning commute at Buckingham Road and State Road 82. You're going to see some stop and go there, so just be cautious of that. There's a possible roadblock in an unknown direction due to this crash. Travel time in Lehigh Acres looking pretty good. Down 82 all the way up to MLK Boulevard looking good, and a little bit of slowdown at Daniels Parkway. About 13 minutes is what you're looking at all the way up to 75 in Lehigh Acres. Daniels looking good between 75 and 82, just a couple of minutes. We're not seeing any slowdowns there. And that commute down Lee Boulevard about 19 minutes. 75 and 41 looking good. That's your traffic.
Stephanie, thank you. Brand new this morning on Rising. French officials say a man with a past terrorist conviction shot video during a deadly knife attack on 2 police officials. That video was posted on his Facebook Live account. His account has since been suspended. The French president says the stabbing was, quote, incontestably a terrorist act. An off-duty police commander and his partner were attacked late last night. The police couple's 3-year-old son was left unharmed. The Paris prosecutor's office says the man who killed the police officials was then killed in a police raid on his house. Authorities say 2 other people have been detained in the connection to that attack. A federal judge has ruled that a jury, not a judge, will consider hate crimes and other federal charges against the man accused of gunning down 9 parishioners at a South Carolina church. Lawyers for Dylan Roof had requested a bench trial. Roof faces state and federal charges and could be sentenced to death if convicted. His trial is set to begin on November 7th. Protesters are calling on Congress to erase the Confederate battle emblem on the Mississippi flag, and they plan to rally today outside the U.S. Capitol. Mississippi is the only state with a flag that still includes the Confederate battle emblem. Some residents say the Mississippi banner is a national issue because Americans shouldn't spend tax dollars on a symbol tied to slavery and the Ku Klux Klan. Also this morning, elevated lead levels have been found in water in 5 more public schools in Chicago. That means tests have uncovered lead levels that have exceeded federal standards in 19 public schools in Chicago. In the latest results, high lead levels were found in water from a sink at a specialty school for disabled children between the ages of 3 and 6. And some sports news for you this morning at 7:10. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors are now headed for Game 6. The Cavs beat the Golden State Warriors 112-97 last night. LeBron James and Kyrie Irving became the first teammates to each top 40 points in the same NBA Finals game. Game 6 of the series is Thursday in Cleveland. Golden State currently leads the series 3-2. Well, this morning we'll be looking at one woman's Snapchat video the moment shots rang out at the Orlando nightclub. Coming up, we'll tell you why clubgoers weren't initially alarmed when they first heard that gunfire. Plus, the massacre is hitting close to home. We'll be hearing from one local entertainer who says he knew some of the victims. We'll have more on his story. You're watching Fox 4 Rising. Time now, 7:11.
Traffic reports brought to you by Associates and Bruce L. Shiner, attorneys for the injured.
Create some fireworks of your own during City Furniture's July 4th sale. This complete queen bedroom, $7.99. This cotton down-filled sofa, $6.99. This 5-piece dining set, $5.99. And find even more July 4th specials at cityfurniture.com. Plus, get same-day delivery and no interest till 2018. Right now at City Furniture.
Since the beginning, there's been one pioneering light, illuminating the path for others to follow. The distinctive Audi LED technology, designed to see and be seen. This is how an Audi earns its rings. LED technology, found in the Audi Q5. Qualifying customers may be eligible for a bonus on select Audi models.
Looking for a new home on one of those big national websites? Why not trust a site that already knows the neighborhood, like the real estate site sponsored by the newspaper that's landed on more local doorsteps than practically anyone? Try naplesnews.com/homes. You'll get up-to-the-minute real estate listings from people who know the neighborhood. Go to naplesnews.com/homes. There's a good chance we've already landed on your new doorstep.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so bad to the point where he had to end up in the emergency room. And he has spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy to tell people not to smoke around your kids.
Find 3 ways to quit at tobaccofreeflorida.com. Call, click, or come in.
Look, this isn't easy for me either, but it just feels right.
This isn't how we raised you.
You never wanted to try it?
Enough.
You must have known I was a little different.
Not this different.
Start your own legacy with the power of Infinity. Lease the Q50 for $319 a month at your local Infinity retailer.
Closer than you think, right down the road, is the excitement of the Seminole Casino Immokalee. Close to where you love to be is exactly what you love to do. The Seminole Casino Immokalee, just minutes away.
7:15 now, and back to Orlando this morning, where we continue our team coverage as the investigation continues into the deadly nightclub attack. Fox 4 Rising anchor Chris Shaw joins us live now outside of Pulse nightclub, where there is still a very large police presence, and we were seeing this tent behind you. Chris, can you explain a little bit about what you're seeing now?
Yeah, Miriam, this is actually the second time this morning we've seen this. I'll let you take a live look. We are just outside of the perimeter that police have set up regarding the Pulse nightclub and the investigation. And this tent, we are told by an officer here on the scene, is a cooling tent, an AC tent. A lot of this work happening outside because there was a shootout with police in the parking lot. So a lot of the evidence gathering and other work is being done outside. As it is back home in Southwest Florida, it is very humid here in Orlando right now. It is hot even in this early in the morning. So we're told this is an AC tent that officers can come and get cool in while they do their investigation. It is around-the-clock work as they focus, as they try to gather evidence inside Pulse nightclub. Now, 50 people, including the gunman, were killed inside that nightclub, and this morning we are seeing more pictures of some of the victims. Take a look at this. The murdered range in age from 19 to 50. They were retail workers, accountants, bartenders, journalists, and students. A complete list of all 49 victims has been released. One of those victims, a 25-year-old woman, she took some Snapchat video that captured the initial moments of the initial shooting when police say Mateen walked into the nightclub and began shooting. She, unfortunately, did not survive. The young woman named Amanda Alvear was Snapchatting when the shooting erupted, and a friend later posted this video to Facebook. As you see in the video, people in the club were not immediately alarmed when they heard those gunshots. That's reportedly because they thought the pops were part of music. Now, the Orlando massacre here is also hitting close to home. We now know that a worker inside the club is originally from Fort Myers, and we're also learning that at least one entertainer, local entertainer, had friends who were in the club when that terrorist attack happened. Our investigator Mike Mason spoke with that entertainer.
The cops were yelling, "Go, go, clear the area, clear the area."
The Orlando shootings hitting close to home, ripping the heart of Southwest Florida's LGBT community.
The ones that I know that were there are numb.
Andy Spalding is a well-known drag queen in Southwest Florida. At night, he becomes Alyssa LeMay. On Sunday morning, LeMay's cell phone blowing up when worried friends began texting him.
I mean, first I got the ones like, "Are you okay?" And then a couple are, "Have you heard from this entertainer, that entertainer?" Just the people that I knew worked there.
LeMay tells Four in Your Corner several of his friends were shot, 2 killed, including Louis Conde. Conde was at the club Pulse with Justin Pham, who dances there and is originally from Fort Myers. You can see the two men together in this photo. LeMay telling us Pham left the club Saturday just moments before the shooting.
The last thing he saw or said to his 2 friends were, "Have a good night," and they said, "Oh, get home safe." And he said he left maybe 20 minutes before the shooting happened, and he's like, "They told me to be safe, and look what happened to that."
LeMay says one of his friends survived by taking drastic measures to escape.
They were one of the people that had to crawl up the air conditioning vent to get outside.
For LeMay, the shootings are a sobering reminder of just how dangerous his job can be.
Someone could easily just turn around and shoot me because to them I'm a freak.
Mike Mason, Fox 4 in your corner.
In addition to everything else going on today, we are learning that President Obama will travel to Orlando Thursday to honor the victims of the shooting. The White House says the president plans to pay his respects to victims' families and stand in solidarity with the community. We are expecting to hear more from President Obama about the shooting today after a national security meeting about shutting down the money flow to ISIS. And the Orlando terror attacks are weighing on Florida Senator Marco Rubio's mind, so much that he may now be considering a run. Yesterday, during a radio interview, Rubio said he didn't want to tie any political decision to the shooting, but he did say he and his family will pray about it. Rubio has 11 days to file for re-election. Of course, Senator Rubio announced many months ago that he would not be running for re-election. This and quite frankly, pressure from national GOP leaders are having him possibly reconsider that decision. And Miriam, as we send it back into you, I can tell that the people who live here in Orlando aren't focused on politics. They're not even focused entirely on the suspect. They are focused on the victims and healing this community.
That's right, and those are the names that they should remember as well. Thank you so much, Chris. We do appreciate it, and that support from viewers too. Don't stop now. Of course, you can always go to our website too at fox4now.com if you want the very latest on this story, where we are always on 24 hours a day. Now for a quick check of the forecast, we turn to Danny Beckstrom. Good morning, Danny.
Thanks. Good morning, Marion. Here's a live look at Charlotte Harbor this morning, 7:20 on your Tuesday morning, and that fog starting to develop a little bit thicker just in time for your morning commute. Don't you love it when that happens? This view is courtesy of our Zoomtan Skycam. Taking a look at those visibility numbers, it's not great. It could be worse. It always could be worse, but right now dropping down to 4 in Punta Gorda, Arcadia, 5 for Northport. Here in Lee County, we're at 6s and 7s, so a little on the hazy side here. And as you drop further south, where it's been clear all morning long, now a 9 in Naples and a 5 in Marco Island. So running into a little bit of haze and fog on your morning commute, but it's mostly dry. The one area we're still tracking a couple of raindrops is in Charlotte County and in the northern portion of Cape Coral here. It's losing steam, not seeing a lot of precipitation with it and not seeing any more lightning strikes. In Collier County, also a couple of those showers tracking on land now, but again, not widespread, not consistent, and it's losing steam. So we should see those raindrops quiet here in just about 15-20 minutes. The Gulf is very quiet, that's for sure. We're not really tracking anything on its way to us until that sea breeze picks up this afternoon. And with the sea breeze, we do have a chance for thunderstorms again today, but we're not at an elevated risk for severe weather. It's always a relief, right? Our Storm Shield forecast showing that as we fast forward into this afternoon, we will pick up those sea breeze storms, pockets of heavier rain, lightning is possible, but it's primarily east of I-75, and you can see closer to the coast, we're actually pretty clear. We'll repeat that forecast tomorrow, and we really are settling into this typical summer-like weather pattern with those high dew points. That's the first thing I noticed as I headed out the door this morning. Not just high dew points, though, high temperatures as well. It's making us feel very warm. Still feels like we're in the 90s through Charlotte County. Feels like 81 for Cape Coral and Fort Myers, and we're just heating up from here. Our day breakdown takes us to the low 90s across southwest Florida. Heat indexes almost in the triple digits today, though, because of that humidity. So be careful out there. It's definitely hot and humid, and still grab that umbrella, even though most of those showers will stay inland. Now, Stephanie, I hope the fog doesn't mess up that morning commute too much. Is it causing problems right now?
Not really. We just need to remember to crank up those ACs, right? It sounds like it's going to be a hot one out there. Good look right now, I-75 South near Alico Road. It is 7:22, so we're seeing some of that morning rush hour traffic out there, but no delays or accidents in this area. Mile marker 126 looking pretty good. We do have an accident that just popped up in North Fort Myers at Hancock Bridge Parkway and Skyline Drive. No roadblock there, so shouldn't affect your commute too much. If you're heading down Del Prado this morning, maybe making your way over to the midpoint and Cape Coral Bridge, you are looking good. That's your traffic.
All right, Stephanie, thank you. That mass shooting in Orlando hitting home for residents here in Southwest Florida. Coming up, we'll tell you what you can do to help the victims fighting for their life in the hospital. Plus, JetBlue Airways is also stepping up to the plate and showing their support by helping out the family members of the victims. We'll tell you what they're offering next. You're watching Fox 4 Rising. Time now 7:23.
Traffic reports brought to you by Associates and Bruce L. Shiner, attorneys for the injured.
General Mills is removing artificial flavors and colors from our cereals, so you can love cereal.
Attention race fans, you could win a Daytona dream trip just by watching Fox 4's Morning Blend. Tune in weekdays at 8 for your chance to win this exciting NASCAR weekend. Find out more at fox4now.com.
Some flash flooding as these storms are
Fox 4 Storm Shield accurately alerts you before severe storms strike. On air, online, and on the go. Fox 4 Storm Shield, keeping you safe from the storm.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering, or even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask if we're aware the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series. Right now, lease a BMW 320i sedan for as low as $309 a month.
Have you done anything out of the ordinary recently? Bought a new washer and dryer from the home improvement store. I'm afraid you're suffering from FOBO.
FOBO?
FOBO. Fear of better options.
The only cure for FOBO is H.H. Gregg. H.H. Gregg works fast, relieving FOBO with an unmatched selection of appliances and a low price guarantee. Plus, get free delivery. Appliances, electronics, furniture. H.H. Gregg. Gregg's got it.
The 2016 Nissan Sentra. An IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. With blind spot warning. Get to your local Nissan store today for a $139 per month lease or get $1,500 cash back on the 2016 Sentra. Take on the unseen with Intelligent Safety Shield technologies in Nissan Sentra, Altima, and Maxima.
Why can't you be more like this DQ Ultimate Frappe? Coffee and soft serve, works double time.
I bought you that DQ Frappe.
All right, take good care.
The new DQ Hardest Working Happy Hour with drinks starting at just $1.
Watch Patrick Nolan, weeknights on Fox 4 News at 6, 10, and 11.
7:26 and welcome back now. JetBlue Airways says it's providing free seats when available on flights to and from Orlando for immediate family and domestic partners of people who were killed or injured in the nightclub shooting. The airline is also waiving ticket change fees for customers booked on flights to or from Orlando. The airline is not sure how long the free travel will last because they're still learning funeral dates. Well, this morning we are continuing our coverage on the mass shooting at an Orlando gay-friendly nightclub. Coming up, we'll tell you more about the shooter and how reports are saying he had a profile on a gay dating app. Plus, you're taking a live look right now at Cape Harbor as you get out and about through Cape Coral this morning. A beautiful shot there from the west end. We'll get a look at those weather conditions and the road conditions coming up in just a moment. You're watching Fox 4 Rising.
Traffic reports brought to you by Associates and Bruce L. Shiner, attorneys for the injured.